I'm Lisa Huck. My practice is called Thrive Fitness Nutrition Lifestyle, and my calling is helping you take the mystery out of your pain and your injuries. I'm responding to a question about groin strain, which isn't a simple remedy. The groin is a group of muscles, and it works in very close contact with the foot and the spine. When the foot is not quite doing its job, whether because it's tight or doesn't have strength, and then when the other hip muscles are not doing their job or the lower back is tight, you're going to see the groin work too hard. I see a lot of the problem being from that out of balanceness. One of the things that I noticed as I was on a road trip recently is I was sitting on one hip. And then I noticed I sit on that one hip a lot, even when I'm sitting at my desk, or if I'm sitting and sitting on one side, like cocking my hips over. Or perhaps when you're lying on your side in bed. All those things add to the groin muscles being out of balance and getting short and tight. Have you ever noticed any of those things for you? The other thing that happens is when the groin gets over-assed in its range of motion, or it runs out of resources. So today I'm going to show you something that's going to help you re-resource those tissues. It's one technique that will help the groin, but it's surely not the whole solution for the groin. The whole solution is dynamically, three-dimensionally feeding your body from head to toe. The other thing about the groin that's interesting is that the groin muscles literally, the group attaches in the back of the thigh. It seems like when you think of the groin or the inner thighs, or we also call them adductors, you think about them being on the inside of the leg, but they actually start at the back of the thigh, the middle of the back of the thigh. So it's very important to have forward and back action to your movement that's going to address the groin. So I'm going to give you one that I really like today. We're going to start off in a straddle with your feet wide. Make sure that your feet are parallel and forward, not turned out. We're going to start by going forward with the hips. I squeeze those buns. You may feel it through here, the groin muscles, and then back to release. So forward and back, creating that dynamic pumping action, drawing in all the resources to those tissues so they don't get strained because they run out of resources. And then hold forward and rotate right and left. This one is super great for most sports. Golfing, anything that uses the foot. This is really working my foot. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to the floor. You can bend your knees a little bit if you need to. Hands on the floor. Let your head relax and rock back and forward. Back and forward. Now what's important about this one is that you rock as far back as you can. You're teetering on your heels, but of course don't fall, and then forward. As you go back, try to turn your tailbone up to the sky and release forward. Back and forward. The next part is going to be when I stay back, I'm now going to shift one hip over and then the other hip over. Try not to do this at the knees so much. If your knees have to be bent, that's okay, but don't bend them anymore to do this. Do this at the hip socket. Then I'm going to stay to one side and I'm going to go forward and back, and you're really going to feel that in this other side, this side. Forward and back as far as you can. Shift to the other side, forward and back. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn to that side and tap my hand. Turn and tap, turn and tap, turn and tap. And this really gets all this line up the side, your hamstring and groin. A lot of people are going to feel this in their hamstring. Then I'm going to stop on that one side and I'm going to go circles in this hip socket. I'm working circles and then change directions, really feeding that hip socket. I'll show you from this angle. So I'm going to go to this side now and I'm going to work circles, trying to keep my knees from bending and straightening, and change directions. That's a super one. You'll get hamstrings, groin, and a lot of other tissues in between. I need your help in reaching out to more people because we really want to teach people that movement is a miracle. Please subscribe to this channel and share these videos with other people so we can have more of an impact in helping people with their bodies. Thank you.